So hello everyone, it's day 7 of our JavaScript series, and today we are tackling the conditional statements, one of the most important concepts in programming, and they are essential when building interactive websites and applications. From showing personalized content into validating user input, conditions control of the flow of code based on dynamic conditions. We will cover if statements, else if statements, and else statements. So let's start with the if and then else if and else statements. So this let us or will let us to execute different codes depending on whether a condition is true or false. So for example, let us declare a variable let age equals to 18. So now it gives us a condition as in if your age is less than 18, that means that it's going to give us a console log you are a minor, for example. You are a minor, for example. That is it, for example. And else or if else, that is after the condition. Else if your age is equals to 18, it will give us an output you are 18. Console.log you are 18. Else it will give us console.log, it will give us that you are an adult. So that's it. Let us see if that is output, because we have declared 18, so it is telling us that we are 18. So in this example, the if statement checks if the age is less than 18. If that's true, it prints that you are a minor if you are less than 18. If not, the program moves to the next else if condition. If no condition match, for example, if no condition match, the else block run. So age 18, you are an adult. So this condition checks that everywhere in web development. It is always used in web development. For example, controlling what content to be displayed based on the user's login status, or adjusting the layout based on the browser's size. Whether you are validating a form input or showing error messages, these conditions plays a critical role. So, and don't forget that the else block is optional. If you only need to test one or two conditions, you can skip the last part of else. This one that displays that you are an adult. You can skip that. So that's it for if, else if, and else. Now next we are going to talk about the ternary operator, a shorthand of writing a simple if-else statements. If-else statements, and makes our code or your code whenever you are writing to be more concise. So for example, let us delete this. For example, you declare age is equals to 20, and then let results is equals to age should be greater or equal to 18, and then that question mark, you are an adult. and then you terminate. You are a miner. You are a miner. And then we terminate that, and then we display console.log the result or the results. So in this example, the condition, the condition that we have displayed by the question mark or value if true, the condition, and then the value if true and value if false. So it's a handy tool when working with short conditions, especially when you need to assign values or print an output based on a simple check. So in web development, a ternary operator, this one, are great for inline logic, like deciding whether to show a login or logout button based on the user status. Just remember not to overuse them. If things get complicated, it's better to use the regular if else for clarity. So that's it for this. Next, we are going to look or to explore on the switch statements, which is alternative to multiple else if. Yeah, it's particularly used when you have a single variable with several possible values. For example, let us see an example. We declare fruits. We have used fruits for a very long time. Banana. And then we now go to the switch. We say switch fruits. So, and it happens this way. In case your fruit is an apple, in case your fruit is an apple, it displays that you've picked an apple. Console.log you picked an apple. You picked an apple. And then we break that one with a semicolon also. Then you come again in case you picked a banana. In case you picked a banana, it displays that you picked a banana. Console.log, and then it tells us that you picked a banana. So, and then you also break. So it's just a repetition until you come to the default display that you want to be displayed on the screen. You console.log unknown fruit. or unknown, anything like that, and then you close. That is how it closes. So in this example, the switch statement checks the value of fruit. So if it matches the one of the case values, it runs the corresponding block of code. The default case, like an else block, runs when none of the cases match. So in web development, switch cases are helpful when dealing with multiple potential values, such as uh, handling different routes in a client-side router or managing different user roles. It's a cleaner way to write code compared to chaining multiple else if statements. So just remember that you need to test the complex conditions. Stick to the if statements. Stick to the if statements. So let us check if it gives us banana. You picked a banana. So that is it. That means our code is running successfully. Our code is running successfully. So in web development, the syntax that we have covered is normally used, for example, in the authentication when you are showing logout button if the user is logged in, and a login button when the user is logged out. Another example is during the form validation. This is checking if a user has entered a valid email or password. The next example is when displaying different layouts based on the screen size. So without conditionals, our web pages would be static and unable to respond dynamically to user inputs or external events. And that wraps up our day 7 with all the statements that we have learned. So that is it. Remember to give us a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the notification bell for more JavaScript tutorials. If you found this video helpful, see you tomorrow.